Waiting.
I don't know.
All right, I think we're live now. Hello, everybody. We're going to double check, make sure that we are live. And
I see it in the corner now.
It's working.
All right, cool. Mine like completely froze as you were going live, and I'm like, oh gosh.
We got to make sure. There we go. All right, it is up. Let me open up the video and make sure we can hear.
He has
absolutely killing it.
All right, cool. We are live. Hello and welcome, everybody. This is our very first team meeting that we're having publicly here on the Handmade Success Secrets Facebook page. I do need to do a share real quick. I want to share this to the Handmade Sellers Club so that members can find it there. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is kind of talking. First, I want to introduce the team to everybody so that you guys can get a sense of who works behind the scenes here in Handmade Success Secrets. A lot of you guys have seen Willow, especially if you're an HSC member, but you haven't met the other two yet. So we are here to do that today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hang out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about what we've accomplished over the last 3 months since assembling our dream team here, and then what we plan on doing over the next 3 months. Both changes to Handmade Sellers Club, Small Shop Discovery, the team and how it works, and
all that good stuff.
Yeah, we had a quarterly team meeting, almost a week and a half ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Hi, Joey.
And I was like, if people could just hear like all the cool things that we're doing. So we decided to do this call. So let's get started. Hello, everybody. I'm Allie, if you're new here. And you don't know who I am the Mama Shark. We have a shark theme in Handmade Sellers Club. And I always feel like the Mama Shark because every member, every person in that group, I feel like it's my job to take care of them and make sure that they are accomplishing what they want to accomplish, that they're reaching their goals and getting their questions answered. I am the founder of Handmade Sellers Club. I started this program in 2019. I started coaching handmade sellers. And we were doing, we had trainings on how to use Facebook, how to sell products online is basically the long and short of it, how to sell your handmade products online. So I started that in 2019, maybe 3 years ago now, I started Handmade Sellers Club because I wanted a place that was affordable for pretty much anybody to join. It's less than $1 a day. It's only $27 a month to get all the resources that you need to start selling your handmade products online, and without needing a website, without needing Etsy, without having to do paid ads. It is the most low tech, low cost, easy way, fastest way to get started, in my opinion. So I created Handmade Sellers Club, like I said, about 3 years ago. I had a VA working for me. It was actually a member of the club, worked for me as well. She left in September. I brought Sage on at that point in time, and Willow had already been coming on and doing a coaching call here and there. And we get into December, and I'm like, you know what? All 3 of my kids are absolutely amazing and awesome, and they all have unique skills that are special to them. And we talked about it and like what each person would do. And the stars aligned that it was good timing for everybody. And we just jumped into it. So not only am I the Mama Shark to Handmade Sellers Club members, I am also the Mama Shark to all 3 of these children that are sitting in front of me.
The cat had to be let in, and she would cry if she didn't.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and let each one of these wonderful people introduce themselves and let you know who they are and what it is you do. So we'll start with you, Willow, because you're a little bit more comfortable with this. If you could let everybody know.
Don't call me out like that. That's it's really
if you can let everybody know like who you are and what you do in the business, in the organization. I guess we have an organization now.
the organization, the team, all of that, all of that official sounding stuff, which is pretty wild. Well, hello everyone. I am Willow, and I am the middle child, but I am the kind of assistant to the shark, which is basically, you know, I am like the assistant coach now. I have a weekly call that I run where we go over the superseller system, which is like the base of the HSC training and all of that. So I go over basically the foundation of that system in a weekly call, which that is on like Tuesdays. And then I also host workshops also in HSC where I bring my experience from running a handmade business on Instagram. When I was like 15 to 19, I sold D&D dice on Instagram. And so that was like my first ever business. And so I have experience running a handmade business online. And while it's not on Facebook, it was on Instagram, which is pretty similar. A lot of the same strategies apply. So most of my experience is on Instagram and also using TikTok. So I do a lot of my workshops cover like short form video and things like that. And then I'm also like in charge of, you know, social media type stuff and answering questions and all of that cool stuff. So I'm like the assistant coach. I am Allie's right-hand man, or, you know, assistant to the shark.
Yeah, assistant to the shark, not assistant shark. Assistant shark. Yeah, so Willow is really good with social media in her own right. When she started her business, I had my 2 cents here and there, but there was a lot that she was doing that I was like, hold on, how are you doing that? Or especially since it's on Instagram, and Instagram's not really that's not my home territory. I'm so used to Facebook. And so I was like, exactly how did you get everybody to show up for this? So Willow is very, very savvy and very intuitive when it comes to social media. She understands the marketing side of things. Her and I were just at a marketing mastermind for 2 days in Cleveland. And, you know, she was even coaching some people there at the mastermind. So she's a great coach. She understands the marketing. We joke that she's my mini me, that she's my extra
I'm
Allie.
the duplicate. I'm the copy.
The duplicate. She's the duplicate. But she brings a lot of skills in of her own that, again, I learn from Willow all the time. Just like, hey, how do we do this and how do we do that? And she's able to jump into things. Also, Willow, you didn't mention the photography. Talk a little bit about the photography side.
So I have done photography for a long time. When I was younger, I tried a little bit to do like my own photography business, but also that was just something that I was passionate about. I took a lot of pictures. I helped my mom do product photography when I was younger for, you know, the rabbit toy business and stuff. So like I've done quite a bit of work of learning photography. I took all of my own photos when I was running a handmade business. So I have a lot of experience doing product photography, and that's something that I'm a little bit more of an expert in, and that there are some plans on incorporating some of my knowledge into the training. There. And we'll talk about that. But as you can see, like I have a bunch of stuff set up back here. I know things about lighting and photos and taking photos, and there's some cool stuff that I'm excited to bring with that because I've got plans.
Yeah, I'm excited too because I am an anti-photographer. Like I swear I took pictures for over 10 years for my rabbit toy business, and I really, really struggled. I've learned a lot from Willow with that as well. And she took pictures for us when we had the rabbit toy business, because I was like, I just don't understand. And it was tough with ours because it was a light colored product on a white background. And they were bigger products.
Bane of my existence. Yeah, at least it wasn't white on white though, because then you have to like be really smart in the way that you do that.
Yeah. And knowing what I know now, there's like all these different approaches we could have taken that would have made it much easier and better. But Willow has helped a lot with the photography, and we've got some cool announcements coming with that as well. All right. From there, we are going to move on. Let's go to Danny next.
Me?
Yeah, we're going to go to Danny.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to figure out whether Danny or Sage are the most uncomfortable being on this call.
See, I've got way too much experience.
I'm okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Danny. I am the newest member on the team, as we can see by the title of Newbie Shark down below. I was recently brought on towards the end of December, mostly for handling customer service. So if you've ever emailed at info at success, whatever the email is,
Creative Success
Secrets. Yeah, I got a headache. It's fine. It's most likely me responding. You probably have at least talked to me vaguely through there. I have also been in charge of updating a lot of the graphics, as well as making new graphics for things that we desperately needed, like an event calendar.
So if you like the new Thrive Cart graphics more than the previous ones, that is thanks to Danny.
All praise goes to Dan.
I did that. We're still even figuring out all the fun stuff I'll be adding to the team, but I'm just here. I don't put and I also now have been the one sharing on SSD. So if you see,
you're the one in charge of SSD.
I guess I'm
Let's get that clear.
The SSD.
To be clear, SSD is Small Shop Discovery. So Danny has been taking
Small Shop Discovery. Sorry,
Small Shop Discovery more and more, making the posts there. But Danny, tell them about art.
As a concept. Art as a concept.
But more specifically, your role in art.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been practicing. I've been on a very long art journey for about 10 years, I would say. I have about 20 odd sketchbooks just chilling in my other room, as well as one active one. We got this here. Boop.
Is there anything that you could show the good people at home?
Let's see. I draw a lot of stuff. So I gotta make sure that it's good stuff.
Also, Amelia, I like the new graphics a lot as well. It is very fun. Like, it's fun and colorful. It makes me so happy.
Of graphic is kind of like my magnum opus. I mean, we have this funky guy holding a little lizard.
The lizard.
I feel like that's at least a good representation as well. I'm a big lover of drawing people. I will say my art career got jump started by the introduction of anime into my life, Japanese comics or Japanese animation. It still influences me today. I draw a lot, but I don't post it anywhere, and that's my own personal problem. I am the second one at social media in this group who's actively posted to social media, to be fair. But yeah.
You could be good. I could teach you.
You could learn.
But yeah, so I have a lot of knowledge of just basic art fundamentals in my brain, and I'm still slowly learning the graphic design side of artistic interpretation, because that is definitely a different thing than just illustrative stuff. So
and I love Danny's animals. I would love for him to find an animal picture.
I don't have one on here. Do I have my little possum nearby? I know I had my little possum painting somewhere. I don't know where it is though. I don't think I have any animals in there.
I love Danny. Every time he shows me an animal painting or drawing that he's done, I'm like, oh my god, I love that.
Mom,
you're so cute.
You're also biased.
I know. I
just love animals.
I do. I love animals. So
I do need to draw more animals. They make me happy. I like drawing little dudes, and I have so many references. I have literally so many animal books, thanks to Allie. And her influence on my life.
Yeah, so I'm a big animal lover, and that has trickled down in to my children. So
I've been told that we are a family of fun fact freaks. If that gives
fun fact freaks.
Yeah, we all love fun facts.
Yes, and also my children will tell you that there's a lot tolerated in our household. I'm not a disciplinarian type of person. I'm not, beating them over the head with stuff. But one thing that I do not let slide is inaccurate animal facts. Like, if you call a duck a goose, we have a problem. Like, I never grounded my kids. I don't want to say never. For a long time, I didn't ground my kids. But that would be close. It's like, I will ground you if you call an alligator a crocodile or vice versa. Like,
And it's really trickled down to me. I feel like the most out of all three of us.
Yeah, and so the kids are always like trying to get it exactly right when it comes to animal facts, and I'm watching them. Like, you better get it right.
So yeah,
Excuse me. So that is Danny.
And I like
Danny is great with customer service, which was why the other two, because I had been talking to the other two first, and I was saying, like, you know, we need the customer service, we need this and that, and they're like, you know, Danny's great at customer service, and he really is. I was
sorry, just to add to context, I have a long form of barista experience under my belt, so I've carved my craft there, so I at least know how to be very nice to people who want coffee. So I can translate that.
But you were always so good at it. Like, sometimes you go into a coffee shop and people are like, hey, what do you want? But we would actually be able to listen in, because the last place Danny worked, like, hardly anybody ever showed up there. So he would just be on a call with one of the other kids.
It was
the entire time he was there. But then sometimes a customer would come in and we could hear him interacting with the customer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so good at that. So
when I have here, Allie Pier, I have coffee in my cup because it's important.
So that is, that's why we brought Danny on, because I knew he would do a good job at that. And the graphic design as well, like a place to actually apply graphic design ideas and to learn and grow and develop there, and hopefully to be able to do it for our members at some point as well.
Hi, Debbie.
All right.
It's
Sage.
Ask Shark's turn now.
Howdy, everyone. I'm Sage. I'm the youngest child, but the oldest employee in this company.
Literally, though.
I've taken over all the task stuff from everyone here. So anything that's busy work, I handle and enjoy handling. Words are not coming to my brain right now.
That's okay.
They are really good in the background.
In
if we did not have Sage to make tasks for us, we probably wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah, I'm also the team.
Well, Allie wouldn't get anything done.
Allie would not get anything done. I am the team leader, and I run the meetings most of the time. I just run the meetings.
Yes. We tend to get sidetracked. They're really good about keeping us on track.
Yeah, I'm very good at corralling these animals to stay focused for once.
Yeah, so Sage is really good. Even when they were a little baby, like 2 years old, they'd be like, let's go, we gotta go, get it done. Like, and we used to say, like, bossy, like why are you so bossy all the time? Now they get to be bossy all the time, and which is great. And they are like they said, in charge of the meetings, in charge of the quarterly meeting, making sure that tasks get assigned, but even just like the busy work of inviting people who like to post to like the page, and making sure just all those little tasks are getting done. And then not just getting the little tasks done, but making sure we're getting our tasks done as well. And then, keeping us in line and focused. So they're able to tap into the bossy nature, their bossy nature, and make sure that we all get it done.
Debbie asks, what is a cubing competition and did you win?
That's what I was just going to bring up.
Shark Handler. I like this.
Shark Handler is really
Shark
good.
Handler's a good name.
Maybe I'm now the Shark Handler.
I'm writing that down.
So Debbie, a cubing competition is a competition where you solve Rubik's cubes. It's kind of competitive. It's more so you're trying to beat times you've done in the past. I have not won a cubing competition. I'm getting up in the top cubers though. But
yeah, they've been getting like top 10 in some of the competitions.
Yeah.
Show them a cube real quick, just in case somebody doesn't know.
Well, they have one on their shirt, and then they have a billion behind them.
They're everywhere.
I don't know, Chuck. You're gonna have to struggle to
find.
Well,
child, here, scramble one and solve one very quickly, because it will literally take like less than a minute.
And while you're scrambling, you will hear us refer to Sage as the child, and that's just
It's the nickname.
That's a nickname.
That's the nickname in the house is the child. So if you're
It
hearing
probably
us say
came from The Mandalorian. If anyone's ever seen The Mandalorian, they referred to Baby Yoda as like the child. I
Did
don't
it come
even.
from that? I thought you just were like.
I think it bled into my
It's-
vocabulary. I don't
Mm.
think it was a direct reference. It just was easy because they're the youngest, so it's just like they're the child of the family. So
Yeah,
it's
and so
child.
Danny and Willow, there's only 2 years apart between them, and then it's 4 years between Willow and Sage. So Sage was kind of like the
And 6
first
years
two were
between me
close
and
together,
Danny.
and then Sage was a little bit further back.
Grogu,
So
yeah,
they're
Grogu.
the
I
child.
remember that.
All right, solve a cube.
Okay, I have to make sure I keep it up.
We're gonna time you. 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't
Don't
know.
add the pressure.
I should have started sooner. I don't know. It doesn't take long.
And they almost
There
break
you
the
go.
cube in the process.
And that's a solved cube.
Yeah.
So what is your best time in competition? Is like 10 seconds?
My best time is 10 seconds, but I'm hoping to get
For
that
3
below
by
10
3.
seconds soon.
And this summer, we usually take July kind of off anyhow. It tends to be a low time for the business. Other people, members are going on vacations and that sort of thing. So we kind of take a little bit of a hiatus in July, which is perfect for this July because the child qualified for the World Cubing competition, which is in the United States for like the first time in 11, 12 years, something like that.
13 or no, 12 years.
12 years. So it's in Seattle, and we're actually driving the child out to Seattle. I've never seen the West. Like I've been to California and Portland, but we've never like driven through the West. So we're going to go out West this summer so the child can compete on a world stage
with a bunch of
in
world record
cubing.
holders.
Yeah, it's very impressive, Debbie. They've been at it for a few years now, so it's also practice under their belt.
7
honestly.
years.
Yep.
A lot of years.
And we skipped some time there in between. When we were in Florida, there weren't really competitions.
I'm counting when I first started cubing. So I
was
first
before
started
COVID.
2018.
Yeah. I'm just saying that when we were in Florida, you didn't really get to compete a whole lot. Okay. So now let's go around. Let's talk about some of the changes that we've done to Handmade Sellers Club, HSS, Handmade Success Secrets, and Small Shop Discovery over the last 3 months since we got started as a team. We kind of didn't really know how things were going to shake out when we got started. We're using what's called the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS. It's a book by Gino Wickman called Traction. I highly recommend it for anybody that has a business and has a team. You should be using EOS. So part of EOS is creating goals for the next 3 months. What are we going to accomplish during the next quarter? And then how do we keep ourselves accountable for that? And then creating new goals for the next quarter. So we just had, we picked what they're called rocks, quarterly rocks in January. I kind of picked those in January because everybody was just kind of still new and not quite sure how to do this. So I just assigned some stuff. This quarter that we're going into, we actually had a team meeting and everybody, talked about what they want to accomplish over the next 3 months, which is really cool. So,
Allie has a tendency to overload herself, so we also had to.
Who does?
Who?
Who overloads their rocks? Yeah. So you're supposed to have like no more than 7 rocks. A friend of mine's really good with EOS, and he only does 3 rocks. So he only has 3 big goals, and I have like 15.
Well, you had 15, and then
15.
it got pruned so much throughout the quarter.
Yeah. So I started out the quarter with a whole bunch of them, and then Willow at one point just went into my rocks, and she's like, "Nope, you don't have time for that. Nope, you don't have time for that." So when we had this next quarterly meeting, I was like, "Here's all the things I'd like to do," and Willow and Sage were like, "Nope, nope, nope. It's got to be 5, no more than 5." So we were able to get my quarterly rocks down to 5. But I'm proud of what we accomplished over the last 3 months. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. One of my big quarterly rocks for the last 3 months was when people join HSC, we have the training in order. And we had an old kind of what did we call it? Action plan. We had an old action plan that was like the 6-week fast track action plan that you could follow along so that you knew that you were going through the training in order. The problem is most people don't do it in 6 weeks. Some people go faster, some people take much longer, and I didn't really like that it was 6 weeks. And then we had moved training around, so there were broken links in that action plan. So my big goal for the last quarter was to create a flow. While even though the training itself was in order, I wanted to have a much clearer flow of this is exactly what to watch, because we have some bonus videos there. So you don't have to do the bonus videos, but you have to watch this section of videos. And then if you're stuck in this section, how to ask for help on that section, and then what to finish before you actually move on to the next training. And I absolutely love what we came up with. It's called the Roadmap, the Super Seller Success Roadmap. I want to share it real quick here, just so you guys can see. If you're a past HSC member and you felt overwhelmed and like there was so much to do, this roadmap is a complete game changer. And I'm excited to. Yeah, it totally simplifies it. Keeps you on track. You can print it out. There's little check marks that you check along the way.
And who doesn't love a check mark?
And who doesn't love a checklist, right? Yeah, it's fantastic. So this is the Super Seller Success Roadmap. We start step 1, make sure you're watching the kickoff video so you understand what the Super Seller System is. And for those of you who don't know, the Super Seller System is, again, the fastest way to get from 0 to sales, in my opinion. From everything that I've done throughout all the years of selling handmade products online and coaching other people, this is the fastest way to get you from 0 to sales. In fact, we've had some people go just watching the quick cash method, make a sale within 15 minutes. But we want to give you a good foundation. We want to make sure you understand it. So first, you're going to watch the Super Seller System kickoff video. Then you're going to start using the Prompts for Profits calendar. You just, every day, you're going to post from the calendar. So we link directly to the calendar where you can download the calendar and have it there. You can, again, print it out or have it on your computer. Then we're going to go through Power Posts so that you can avoid making the biggest mistakes everybody makes in their business or in their posting. Things like posting links, which the algorithm hates, our stance on hashtags, using one picture versus multiple pictures. So we want to make sure that while you're using the calendar, you're not making common mistakes that many people make. Then we get you in the quick cash method. This is to get you a quick win. So that, again, you start making sales right away, or at least start getting feedback on your products very, very quickly online versus like just shouting into the void. We're going to get you in front of your ideal customer fast. So this is basically what the roadmap is. Then it goes on to step 5, step. I don't want to go through them all, but we try to get you quick wins. Then we work on some core parts of the business that we really need to refine. And then we send you to, now you have the option. If you want to go live, this is how you go live. If you want to do reels, this is how you do reels. Once you have that core down, we show you other ways that you can grow your business. And what I really love about it is this graphic here. And it's going to be hard to see on the screen, but this is the workflow, right? Like, if you start at the top and you go down this workflow and you follow this workflow, by the time you get to this green box, your entire foundation has been laid. And now we can add the extra gravy, the frosting, right? These are the extra things. I say frosting, but honestly, going live and doing live sales can make you a lot of money. But you don't want to jump into live sales before you have that foundation. So everything is now laid out between this graphic here and the checklist and the steps here. And then we also have to break it down for people because they feel like, oh my gosh, look at all of these things I need to do. You don't necessarily have to do all of these things every day. You've got a daily schedule, a weekly schedule, a monthly schedule, a quarterly schedule, and a yearly schedule. So these are things you should be doing daily. These are things you should be doing at least once a week. These are things you should be doing once a month, etc. So it seems like members have really been liking the roadmap. Allie posted, "I love the roadmap." I do too. I think it rather than the overwhelm, because we want to give you access to everything, but then that feels overwhelming. So this breaks it down into smaller chunks. So I'm really, really excited about that. That was my big rock from the previous quarter, that if I got this thing done, I would be really, really happy. I got a bunch of other stuff done too, but this was the biggie for me. And along with this was one of Willow's quarterly rocks with the videos. So Willow, you want to talk about what you did over the last, oh, now we're all moved around. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe
Here,
this.
we'll do this.
That's
I got it. I fixed it.
Yeah, so for the last quarter, one of my big rocks was breaking up all of the video training in ThriveCart. Before it was
in
just
the
one
superseller system.
In yes, the superseller system specifically, to break up all of the video training in the superseller system, because before it was just one big long almost 2-hour live for almost each of the things. And some people like, you know, a long form video where they can just sit and listen to it the entire time, almost like a podcast. And some people would rather like, hey, I want to know this thing, or be able to break it up into more manageable chunks. So my task and my rock was to break up each of those videos into manageable bite-sized pieces. So we still have the long form version that's, you know, however long it is. But now we also have it broken up into individual segments. So for like the unique product focus, there's talking about what a unique product focus is, then how to like pick one, examples of unique product focuses, and then you know, the Q&A. Those are all different videos. And I don't think any of the videos go over like 20 minutes. So it really makes it a lot easier to like look at it and go, okay, you know, unique product focus. I'm going to watch this video today, go through that video, then maybe you can work on whatever that video talks about. And then you don't have to worry about pausing it, remembering where you were, and then like revisiting it later. You can watch that video, know where you are, work on it, and then go to the next thing, which I really like, just to help break it up a little bit more instead of having it just be one whole video. But again, we still have that option if people like it, which for me, I like having that. So that was like one of my big projects, was making sure all of these videos get divided up and easier access and more accessibility and all of that. So I'm super happy that that got done, because I think it turned out very well.
Yeah, and it's great for somebody's like, I remember I saw something in the video, but then they were looking at this big, because when I redid the training last spring, we put the full video up there with every intent to cut it down, and then just things happen, right? This life happens. But the videos are 2 hours long because we have a really long Q&A section on there too. So sometimes people would just come in and look at this 2-hour video and think, oh my goodness. And in fact, it was only maybe an hour to an hour 15 or 20 minutes that the actual training was. And there are some things, you know, if you wanted to skip real quick, it was like, it wasn't so easy to do that in the video. It was easy to get lost.
I like it too now because, like, you know, I tried to give them all names that were describers of whatever that segment was talking about. So like, let's say you're looking at Power Post and you just want to be reminded about like the do's and don'ts. You can just look at the training and see the ones that are called do's and don'ts, and then just watch those ones. And you can automatically like just cover whatever information you were searching for specifically. So even if, like, you know, if you're starting from the beginning and trying to go through all of the training, it makes it easier doing that. But also if you need to remind yourself about like certain aspects of some of the training, it's a lot easier to find those now, which again, I really like. Also, I just want to talk about the fact that I started my Tuesday call last quarter, and that's been going awesome. So that's another big goal that I think has been like absolutely fantastic.
That's been huge, and everybody has been loving that. So what Willow does is she goes through the core, like the 8 core trainings of the superseller system, or 7 plus the photography. That's kind of a separate thing, but she goes through each of those trainings and she really just reviews. So like there's the makeover training, and she has people submit their pages in advance, and she goes through and reviews people's pages live in the Handmade Sellers Club group.
And that one
you
was
can
really
attend
awesome.
and say, should I try this or should I try that? And you can submit your page even while on the live. So that's been great because while you can get feedback in the group, this is live feedback from Willow. And so what's
you
the
can
call
ask
you're
questions
doing?
and it so
Tomorrow?
the call tomorrow that I'm going to be doing is the quick cash method. And that is where, you know, the quick cash method is where you post in groups, and it's supposed to be, you know, getting a lot of engagement, also being able to get followers onto your page and all of that. And so it's a way to just get eyes on you by using groups. And that's by making very specific types of posts that are optimized for that. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be making a post today, literally after this call in HSC, for people to submit screenshots of their quick cash method posts. What are the posts that you are posting in groups? Submit them in the comments, and then I'm going to be reviewing them on call and giving my feedback. Is this an actual good post? Is this a good post for the quick cash method? Is this an effective post? And being able to give my advice on how you can improve it, and all of that good stuff. So I'm really excited for that call, because last week was the Facebook page makeover, which was the first one that I really started this format of you submitting something and me reviewing it. And that just went really awesome. So I'm super excited for this call tomorrow.
That way it keeps the members who've been doing this a while engaged as well with the essential core principles.
Yeah. And the new members have the opportunities to ask the questions, because I go live in Handmade Sellers Club on Mondays, but I like to answer just general questions. Excuse me. This is where I'm stuck. I like to talk about new things that I'm learning. Excuse me. New things that I'm learning. We talk about mindset stuff a lot on that call. So that's a little bit more of like a coaching call where I'm like encouraging and, again, mindset and here's a change that's happening on Facebook. Let's talk about how that actually impacts us, like the change of Facebook Lives. They're now deleting them after 30 days. And like, how does that actually impact your page? So my calls are a little bit more topical. And I was seeing the need for, like, some people just need some eyeballs on what they're doing and somebody talking through and helping them with their specific issues with the super seller system. So that's what Willow's been doing. And it's been absolutely fantastic. She's already getting success stories out of that call. So that's really, really cool. All right, Danny.
Hello.
What are some things that you accomplished in the last quarter?
Nothing.
That is
not true.
I think the biggest thing, and I think honestly one of the more helpful things that I did was create the event calendar. So if anybody is ever curious or needs help with scheduling their time, especially if you're really wanting to be in a lot of these calls and you just don't remember them all, we now have a little calendar that shows everything all in one place. So the entire month of April, I just posted, I think last week. So you're able to now look at that, see when each live is. I also have references of where each live will be, as well as providing links in the description or in the post itself, so that way you can quickly go there. They're mostly in 3 main groups. It's pretty easy, or 3 main areas, I should say. I guess you could also say that is my magnum opus also. I have a lot of magnum opus.
You have a lot of magnum opus.
I'm just that good, I guess.
You're just that good.
No, but it seems to be very helpful for a lot of people. And I'm pretty happy with that.
And also the topics of what's being discussed is a part of that event calendar too. So if it's like, hey, you know, I see that unique product focus is getting covered on the Tuesday call. I really want to make sure I am a part of that. Then this is when it's happening. This is the Tuesday that it's happening. This is the time that it's happening, and you can get prepared for that, like ahead of time and and schedule that.
So I think that's been a pretty good success. We already talked about these Thrive card graphics. Just updating.
Well, I want to share the Thrive card graphics. So I figured this would be a good time to kind of show how the website looks so much better, and we can show the short videos. how they're short videos and the graphics that you added to it as well. So this is what the training area looks like now. We used to have everything was all the same color and it just all sort of blended together. So Danny picked different colors with different graphics so that you can easily jump from area to area. If you are a Handmade Sellers Club member or become a Handmade Sellers Club member, watch this first video. Please watch this first. I'm very tempted to actually remove access to every single other
until
you watch this first, like completely block it from the view, because it's really, really important. And the watch this first is going to tell you to go to the Superseller system, download the roadmap, and follow the roadmap. So that's the very first thing you need to do. But then I wanted to show you guys, like within the Superseller system, we now have each of the sections of the Superseller. So you grab the roadmap. Danny did all of these graphics. So we've got the roadmap, we've got the kickoff video. We do have the Facebook tutorials, which Willow's going to talk about here for the next quarter. Willow's going to talk about that. We have the Power Pose training, quick cash method, unique product focus. So you can quickly see each one. And then now when you click this, let's say we go to quick cash method, we have individual videos, right? So most of them have, from what I saw, like 7-ish videos. And the ones that are numbered are the ones we want you to watch for sure. Now you can watch the Q&A if you're like, hey, I have questions. I wonder if it's answered in the Q&A. And then we have the full training. So this full training is everything above in one video. So if that's more your speed, if you like long form, you can watch that one. And then we have the bonus modules below that are not required. So it's much cleaner. And what's nice is when you come in here, you watch this one.
It's a 12-minute video.
Yeah, it's a 12-minute video. You watch this one and you can just hit the continue button and it takes you to the next one. And then the continue button and it takes you to the next one. So much cleaner, much easier to use. The graphics are nice and bright and fun and airy and pretty. So the entire Superseller system has had a complete facelift and I love it. I think it looks really, really great.
Yeah, I'm happy with them. They make me happy. It's also fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I should divulge in how I do it because honestly, I am not a person to follow. Don't do monkey see, monkey do with me. I'm a mess. I tend to just throw a lot of crap at the graphic and see what sticks. I don't know.
Well, and you're learning, and that's the cool thing. Yeah. And that's what, as a parent, as a homeschool, with homeschool kids and as a parent, like that part of the most exciting part of this for me is my kids learning new skills, and they're learning new skills consistently. So very happy about that.
Yes. And then I think the only other thing would be that I've been the one in charge of small shop discovery. We are slowly but surely trying to get that updated and put a bit of more personality behind the voice of small shop.
Mm-hmm. I went through and actually made a whole posting calendar for SSD.
Calendar. Now I have a posting calendar so I can keep on track. So that should be starting this literally tomorrow. Which I should probably look at in a review of what I should be posting.
I would agree.
Well, listen, it's been a rough weekend. It's fine. What else? I don't think I've really done else.
And on the talk of small shop discovery, one of my big rocks this quarter was to get the live sales going in small shop discovery before I hand everything off to Danny. Which that has been a very fun experience and successful. I'm very happy to say, and I'm very happy to see what this next live sale is going to be and how it's going to go.
It's going to be fun. We already have posts going out for that starting today. So if you guys are following the small shop discovery page, you'll be able to see a selfie of one of each creator that will be on the live on Thursday, which is at 7 p.m. EST.
I'll grab a link to that, and massive shout out to Michelle. So
Yes,
big
Michelle.
shout out to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle's the best.
Nothing would be possible without your hosting abilities.
Yeah, so Michelle hosts the live sale. So Sage was in charge of like creating the infrastructure for us to be able to host this monthly live sale. But Michelle's the one that's, finding the sellers and hosting them on Small Shop Discovery. So I'm going to paste a link to the Small Shop Discovery Facebook page there below. Check that out because we do have this event coming up this Thursday. So
this Thursday, 7
if you guys
p.m.
want to
EST.
Yeah, so it's one of the benefits you get as a Handmade Sellers Club member. You have the opportunity to be chosen to be featured for free at this time. You can be on these live sales for free. We have 3,000 people on the Facebook page. We have 5,000 or 6,000 people on email, and growing that constantly. We're running a giveaway right now where we're collecting emails. We have over 700 entries into that. So, just that person who is just featured in that giveaway, everybody that enters on the thank you page, we're sending people to her Facebook page to go follow her. You only get those opportunities on Small Shop Discovery if you're a member.
And it's a really good opportunity as well, since our main focus is to prioritize the small businesses. So we want to see you guys succeed the most out of anybody. Yes. Out of ourselves, we want you guys to be the more successful ones.
Yes, Small Shop Discovery is all about you guys, all about the sellers. We don't take a cut. We don't charge anything. Like I said, maybe live sales in the future, we may charge a little bit of a fee depending on how much demand we get for it, and the amount of results. But the last live sale, we had one person sold 12 items on the live sale. Another person sold 7. And I know a third person on that live sale sold 3 or 4 items as well. And that's free exposure for not just free exposure, not just like, oh, you'll get free exposure. It's like money. It's followers, it's sales, it's new customers into your business. And you get all of that at this time for free when you're a Handmade Sellers Club member. And Handmade Sellers Club is only $27 a month. So you get featured on one live sale and make sales. You could pretty much pay for your membership for the year.
And that includes the giveaway parties too. If you're
and we have the giveaway. Yeah. We have the giveaway parties is similar to the live sales. It's just we bring on 6 different makers. Michelle brings on 6 different makers and features them, drops their Facebook links so people can go follow, or their Small Shop Discovery links where they have their website information, their Facebook information. And then we buy the item that the member is giving away, or that we ask the member to give away. So we're not asking them to give anything for free, although sometimes they volunteer things for free, and that's perfectly fine. We feature that as well. But we believe in supporting small business. So we buy the item, we give it away to whomever won. And again, we get members that are getting more followers. They're making sales from these giveaways. They're increasing the number of customers that they have, which is that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish with that.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. All right. So Sage, did you have anything else that you...
I also, this quarter, I just mainly have been learning more stuff. So on the back end of things, I am even better of a task manager.
Yes.
And also
improving your task manager skills.
And also learning how to manage these 3 has been fun.
Keeping us all in line.
I
am perfectly behaved.
Sure. We'll say that.
Willow's little smile does not say.
Willow is very impish today, specifically. Like she's got
the vampire bangs are really coming out full force today. It's like I'm gonna be a little guy.
So we use a platform called ClickUp to manage our tasks, to manage the team, for our communications. And Sage has been went through an entire training program to learn how to use ClickUp more efficiently. So when we get stuck, we're like, I don't know how to actually see my tasks this way. Sage is like, beep, beep. And then we have it.
Any questions, any of these people, most of them I can answer pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it keeps the engine running smoothly. And so we're not spending all our time trying to figure out the tech. The child figures out the tech and takes care of us. All right.
There's a real homie.
Pam said, I just got a message from the last giveaway from a new customer. I love that. I think that is so exciting. Okay, so let's talk about quarterly rocks for this next 3 months and things that we have planned.
I'm
Things
super
to
excited.
expect.
Yeah, so things to expect. So my role in the company is, yes, to be the coach and the teacher and all of that. But a big part of my role is marketing. That's what I love to do. That's what I'm excited about. So it is my job to get more members into the program. So one of the things that I'm doing for next quarter is we're trying to push our YouTube subscribers up to 1,000 subscribers. I mentioned this in a post on this page, that, hey, if we get to 1,000, should we like have a party? And everybody said yes. So we'll do that. We'll have some kind of party when we get to 1,000. But my goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of June. Now, we had only had, it wasn't that long ago, it was sometime in January, I think, that we celebrated that we finally got to 500, that I did a push for 500, and we finally got to 500. We're now at like 600, and I can have the exact number here. We are at 653. I was going to say 650, and I thought, no, maybe it's 630. No, it's 653. So we're currently at 653 subscribers on YouTube. So that includes me doing more short form video, which I'm doing for Facebook and TikTok and all that. Anyhow, it includes me doing more educational videos that we can post to YouTube, and specifically videos that people are looking for and that they're going to find helpful. I
have a little bit more experience in the video area, so that's something that I'm excited to help you work on as well.
Yeah. And we've had this YouTube channel for a really long time, and I would just every once in a while remember to put something on there. I've never had like really a focus on the YouTube side. So we really want to get some traction there, and the YouTube algorithm favoring us and people finding us there. So we're streaming live on Facebook right now, but we're also streaming on YouTube. You guys will see more and more when I say, hey, watch the replay. I'm going to send you to YouTube for the replay versus Facebook, because Facebook replays, their replay video, what do we call that? Like the landing page that those videos are on is, the players just suck. They're really terrible, but the YouTube one is pretty good. And also the live Facebook videos are being taken down after 30 days. It's
like YouTube was made to be a video platform.
It's almost like it's a good place to store.
Crazy thing, guys.
And Facebook was not meant for a video platform. So when we stream now, we're streaming to both. And then when the replay comes up, we're putting it over there. But we're also, Willow's going through and like cutting up the videos and making shorter versions. So when I do the Q&A here on the page, she's taking it for each question and like blocking those out. But we're going to be intentional about just sitting down and creating videos.
And actually recording some videos, which I'm excited about.
I know. Willow's excited to get me doing more videos.
I like video. I think it's
all
fun.
The time, but I do like live video all the time. So what we're working on is sitting down and actually working on pre-recorded videos.
Willow just likes to video edit, I think.
Yeah, she loves her videos. We're also looking to do, a lot of people get stuck in Superseller system on let's talk more. I'm going to keep talking marketing and then I'll jump to that. The other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a live webinar. A lot of you guys like the 5-day challenge that I do, and that's fantastic. I really love that. And it brings us in a lot of members, and it gives a lot of you guys reminders of what you're supposed to be doing, etc. Those challenges take a lot of time and energy. So we are trying different things to be able to advertise and bring new people into our world, give them a baseline knowledge of how to sell their handmade products online. And then if you want to know more, here's where to go to know more. Or if you want to do more and you want to join Handmade Sellers Club, if you want the calendar, if you want the whole super seller system, if you want all of that, here's where to go. So you will start seeing me advertise probably I'm going to try a couple of different webinars, live webinars that you actually have to register and come to. These are not going to be like the pre-recorded webinars you see from other people in this space. There are a lot of what I would consider my competitors in this space that have webinars, and they're all pre-recorded. They're not live. You're not able to ask questions live. So at least for now, all of my webinars are going to be live, and I will probably continue to do that into the future, other than maybe having one available for replay. But we're not going to pretend it's live if it's not live, guys. Like, I'll tell you whether it's live or not. So these are going to be live. This is a great way if you're already a Handmade Sellers Club member and you know people around you that, hey, I think they would really, really enjoy Handmade Sellers Club. And I want to kind of introduce them to, you know, the Alley universe. This is a great thing to invite people to. Same with when we do the 5-day challenges. But we won't have another 5-day challenge until August because there's just so big and bulky. And we kind of burn people out on them if we do too many in one year. So our plan moving forward is January and August for that specific 5-day challenge. But who knows, we might do a different 5-day challenge somewhere in between as well. So that's another rock that I'm working on as far as marketing. Part of my rocks are always to learn new marketing strategies. So I'm constantly adding things to a list of new things to learn to both market from my end, but there's also things on those lists that I'm wanting to learn for you guys. So how can I bring that to you guys so that we can level you up even more? The quicker I can get you the results, then I'm doing my job. If I can get you fast results, then I'm doing my job. So I'm always looking for that kind of stuff. And then finally, unique product focus is something people get stuck on a lot. They have a difficult time narrowing down. So I'm working on a unique product chatbot, unique product focus chatbot. Now, ultimately, the best way is to ask in the group, ask Willow when she does her unique product focus live call.
That's coming at the end of April.
And that'll be up at the end of April with that live call. But I'm hoping with the chat bot that I can take what's in my head and what's in Willow's head and somehow get a chat bot to at least get us most of the way there. I don't think it's going to be able to get us all the way there, but to recognize like, ooh, that's a unique product with a very clear market, and this is a product that's actually selling. So if we can train a chat bot on that, that's going to be a game changer. And that will be available to members. You know, obviously members that already have one aren't going to find it as useful, but for new members, we're hoping
it's going to be really helpful.
We're hoping to, reduce that gap of time between, and it is kind of a journey. It's an emotional journey. It's a journey between like, what do I want to do and what's actually profitable? And there's like a lot of research that goes in it from your side. But if we can find ways to shorten that window and get you there faster, then we can get you results faster. So that unique product focused chatbot is also on my rocks. I don't know if it's even something that's going to turn out, but we're going to give it the old college try and see if we can add
see what happens at least.
Yeah. See if we can get it, like I said, at least close. We always have the group to ask questions in. You always have Willow's call to ask questions in. You always have my call to ask questions in too. People ask questions while I'm right on the call to get you the rest of the way. But yeah, that's the other rock that I'll be working on.
So that's all your rocks.
Those are my rocks.
Now, my rocks, a lot of what I'm going to be working on this quarter is going to be focusing in on ThriveCart and really optimizing the trainings that we have in ThriveCart. So the first thing, like my big rock, is going to be updating the photography training. I'm really excited about this one because I've gone through the photography training that we have. And while it is helpful, at least for some basic things, I think there are a lot of ways that I can improve it and really kind of take it a step up, like bring it a notch up or something like that. Because, you know, photos, I know, is something that a lot of people struggle with. It is hard to really wrap your head around, especially like even just the basics on what you should do and, you know, lighting and all of that. And that's what I really want to tackle in this, especially when it comes to photographing,
Photographing.
taking photos of taking photos of big products, products that don't fit in like a square photo. Like, how do you tackle that? Because I know a lot of people have things that are very long, and it's just like, you know, there's different strategies to show those off. And so I really want to tackle updating the photography training and making it a little bit more robust so that I feel like you guys have the support that you need for taking your photos. And there's going to be a lot of me asking you guys questions of what you want to see in that. So, you know, over the next couple of months, I'm going to be popping up in HSC like, hey, what do you guys want for this type of training? What kind of support, what kind of things do you want me to cover? I'm going to be around a lot just asking some questions. And so the photography training is going to be one of the big ones that I'm doing, but I'm also going to be generally doing like an audit of the ThriveCart trainings, removing stuff that isn't necessary anymore. I'm going to be updating the SSD training and how to like set up your profile in SSD, since that's one that is outdated.
Yeah, we're listening. On that note, I'm also have somebody that I'm hiring today to fix some of the technical issues. We've gone as far as our technical prowess knows with the Small Shop Discovery website. So we are hiring somebody to fix that. And then Willow's going to go through and make everything make more sense.
Make it easy to follow. You know, like it, again, just updating it in general, because I know the one that we have is a bit older. So like actually tackling that and just making sure that that's something that people can watch and don't need to ask a million questions in the group on how to follow along, because, you know, it's just, it happens, you know, things get out of date. So we're trying to be better at tackling things sooner and being able to actually keep up on that type of stuff. So I'm going to be going through updating the SSD training. And then we're also going to be updating any other trainings that are important that are just old and need, you know, revived. So we're going to be doing that.
Tutorials.
And then the last one.
Yeah.
And then the last one is going to be Facebook tutorials / like Facebook 101 on how to do basic things on Facebook, you know, when it comes to going live, scheduling posts, changing your page name, things that are like,
that's something that we definitely need to keep updated
Yeah.
more often than not, because how often Facebook likes to change things.
Yeah,
around.
exactly. And that's going to be something where I'm going to be like going in maybe every month, making sure that each of those things are still relevant. But like this quarter, I'm going to be doing a lot of just Facebook basics. This is how you do these things. And that's, again, where I'm going to be coming into the group. Hey, what do you need a tutorial on? Because it just makes it easier if it's all in one place versus like having to search it up somewhere else, or, you know, we have to like create a video on the spot to then give you. So it's going to make it a lot easier for just sharing that information around and getting that to you. And then I'm also going to be creating some quizzes because we have this new roadmap and we have, you know, a way for, this is the structure of what you should be doing. You know, you should be going over the Power Post training. But after you do the Power Post training, we want to start like adding in some quizzes to like have a fun interactive element that like make sure that you understand like the training that you just went through. So like Power Post training, we'll just quiz you on like some of the do's and don'ts and like some of, you know, what we taught you and see if you understand it. And I think this is going to be a really fun way to make sure that people are actually getting the most out of the training. And I think it's also just going to be fun in general. I think it's going to be a fun thing to design and a fun thing to put out into the world. So that's another thing that I'm going to be tackling this quarter.
Amelia brought up a good point with the Facebook tutorials.
Having both mobile and
getting caught up between the mobile and the desktop, and that's a big.
And there will be both
even
versions.
For me, I still get like, oh, I can do that. No, I can't. I have to go to my desktop, and I don't. Facebook is really weird that way, but it's one.
And making sure that like even if it is something you can do on one, being very clear, this is something you can only do on desktop. This is something you can only do on mobile, because it's weird. It's funky. I don't know why it's got to be odd and not just be consistent across the board. Especially because so many people use Facebook on their mobile device, but then they limit what you can even do. So it's just going to be a lot of just trying to make sure it is super clear what you can or can't do and how you actually do it. But those are like my big rocks for this quarter. There's some smaller things that I'm going to be working on that are a little bit more behind the scenes. I can't even remember what the thing is. Yeah, so like getting like people who get stuck on things in the group, like if they're stuck on, hey, I don't feel like my quick cash method posts are really getting traction, being able to find ways to ask you guys questions to really understand what trainings you've gone through and like get a full understanding of why and where you're stuck so that we can better help you. That's going to be something that I'm going to be working on.
That's what I love about the roadmap now too, because we would get people asking a question like, hey, how do I do this makeover? What should my cover photo look like? And now we can say, where are you on the roadmap? Because some people will jump to cover photo, but they haven't picked out their unique product focus yet. And if you don't have your unique product focus, you shouldn't be giving your page a makeover. So that's what I really love about this. So we're working, Willow and I or the whole team talked about just having like questions that we can have in our back pocket that help us help you faster, easier, better, more efficiently. If you answer those questions, then we can hopefully get you the answer faster, because otherwise there's a lot of assumptions being made. I may assume that you've already gone through the unique product focus, and then I'm giving you bad advice on the cover photo. So we want to make sure everybody is where they say they are, and or that they are where they're supposed to be when asking that question. If not, we know where to send it back. Don't even worry about this. Go back here. Or what have you been doing so far? Those questions are going to be really helpful.
Also, Patty, I will be talking about like setting up a photo area, because that is very important. That was something that I needed to learn how to do when I was taking photos of my dice. And that, I mean, as you can see, I have a little photo area back here that you can look at. So that I will be covering that type of stuff in the materials that you need.
Yeah, and also Allie Pierce said, Willow, your editing is making a difference for me. Thank you.
Yay.
Willow loves her editing.
All right, so on to Danny.
It's
Daniel.
me time. So I don't have a lot of, crazy rocks. I feel like from where I'm at and just as my role in the team, it's not as, not important, but I'm not teaching you guys anything. But
it's important in its own way, though.
But I will be making fun stuff for you guys. So we have a couple of things already like that I'm brewing in the background right now. So if you're a part of the HSC group, we do a top 10 members for the month of top 10 contributors, people who've commented a lot, like posts, made posts, etc. And we are looking at making an actual physical certificate, which you might have already gleamed at that because of we asked for suggestions, which you guys have made some really good suggestions. So we're working on that at the moment. We are also looking to make more merch designs. So anybody who's won prizes, like we have the mugs available. I'm looking into making new mug designs just to keep those kind of fresh, because honestly, I don't even know the last time Allie has added a new mug design.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
The last one was the handmade, minding my handmade business. This one, that was maybe a year and a half or so, but it had been a long time between this one and the previous one.
We're gonna be making some new ones, just so that way you guys aren't getting the same. How many mugs designs? It's like 4, I think.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5. It's not the same 4 or 5 designs, as well as some sticker designs. I'm crossing my fingers because I love me some stickers. I don't know how many of you guys love stickers, but I love stickers. I'm trying to think. I don't know the full extent, but we're just doing new designs in general, just new things to put onto other things. That way you can rep your Handmade Success Secret wins. The other glass mugs instead of ceramic mugs, Allie Pierce. I mean,
we can see
what
is available to us. I'm thinking even t-shirts too.
I think I was gonna say t-shirts, but I wasn't quite sure.
There's all kinds of stuff. Another thing we've talked about, and I don't know if we're going to do this quarter, is just like signs to hang on the wall that's like let's do this,
A little poster would be
or
cute.
go on, get it done. Yeah, like little posters.
I want to hang in their poster, but of a shark instead of a kitten. On the
A shark hanging on a branch.
Just, like hanging in there.
That'd be fun.
We also have, what else am I doing? I'm doing a lot of stuff.
You're also updating PFP graphics,
Yes.
right?
So anybody who's using the PFP calendar, I will be updating any of the graphics that we provide in those eventually. We kind of already did that a little bit. We had an Oscar graphic that me and Willow actually were testing different ways to set it up just to make it look more fun. I want to add just a little bit of more whimsy to most of these things, just because I feel like it adds a bit more voice to your own posts as well. So we have that coming up. I'm also going to be learning more about graphic design, so hopefully I can even provide better information to you guys who are asking questions about your cover photos, your profile pictures, etc. On how to improve them.
I think that'll be great.
And then improve onboarding for anybody who wants to join HSC. We are looking at an overhaul on the onboarding process to make sure it is as smooth and easy as possible. That way you're not getting lost. That way you're not missing out information that you desperately need to actually sign in, etc., etc. So we're just looking at improving a little behind the scenes stuff that will eventually affect you, most likely. Motivational stickers would be fun. Also, yes, inspirational quotes by Allie will be something that we are including. I want to make a little tiny Allie character or something.
I want a mug that says, "What would Allie do?" Because I've had so many people. I just had somebody the other day that I met that I knew from Florida said, like, I think of you all the time. I always, like, when I'm about to do something, I think, what would Allie do? Or what would Allie say?
I want one of you looking like this. Like, what would Allie do?
What would Allie do?
There's a little thought bubble on top. I got ideas. Listen, I'm really good at conceptualizing. I'm just hurt. It's just awful putting it to paper. But hopefully, because of our system,
you're gonna do amazing.
Oh, I love this. Holly said, ever thought about a Shark Week? So
I think a Shark Week would be fun.
Shark Week would be a lot of fun, especially like in August where we're getting ready for the holiday season. And that's when Shark Week is anyhow.
That little anime alley.
Anime alley.
Yeah, like a little chibi.
Danny's made me into shibis and things before. He's done a couple of pictures of me
Here,
long time ago. Hasn't been.
I got one of me, little goober.
Yep. Oh, look at the little animals. I always love your shibis. Those are my favorite. But one of the things we've talked about is we want to do the top 10 people active in the group, but we also want to do like a Shark of the Week sort of thing, that like the person with the biggest or coolest win of the week gets some kind of recognition. So that's in the pipeline as well.
That's also somewhat of a rock for me this quarter, is to really get what we're doing for what we're calling the top 10 like people in the group, and what we're going to do also with like Shark of the Week stuff.
Yes.
Which is very
exciting. Prizes.
And prizes. And what are we going to send and what are they going to get? And yeah, so it may not happen till near the end of the quarter to where we actually get it started, but
designing is a lot of work. And especially if we want to make it fit on a mug, you have to take it to that. It's a lot of work, but I'm really excited. I'm hoping to see things conceptualized, even pins ? That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm all for
that. Would be fun.
Little pins.
I want you guys repping us when you're going out.
Yeah,
to the
there you
shows
go.
and stuff.
Little enamels. I could go on about every little idea I have in my head, and it would be we would be here forever. But yeah, I'm excited.
Michelle said, I always ask what would Allie do when I look at my page. I love that.
Oh, what would Allie do poster is, I think I'm writing that down.
Yeah. Mug, poster, pin, sticker. Put it everywhere.
Yeah. I want a t-shirt.
I think this is going to be awesome.
So Helena said any time to offer one-on-one intensive for areas we're stuck in, maybe an extra fee. Potentially, if and when we can get Willow to that place, because I do not personally have time to do intensives. But if we can get Willow to the place of being able to do intensives, then that is something that we have discussed.
And I did send a message responding to this, and
Yeah,
I
I saw
mentioned
that.
how like the Tuesday call that I am hosting is probably the closest thing we have to something similar if it aligns with like the superseller system topics. So if there is something you're struggling with that is in that area, make sure to check the event calendar and see what I'm talking about that month to see if there is a time that you can come in and basically like pick my brain, ask questions and stuff.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, child, what other
Yes.
rocks do you have?
Well, one of my big rocks is to update the old and now creating out loud group.
Yes.
I'm going to be working with Danny with like the graphics and stuff, but I'm excited to have an updated group where we can have a bit more fun with it and a bit more structure. I'm really excited.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
so that group was the Small Shop Discovery Facebook group, and we're kind of changing it around that anybody can post to that group, but everything has to be approved. So we're just curating it a little bit more, and we are going to be tough, and we're just going to delete things if we don't like it. It could follow the rules, but if we don't like it, we delete it. So we're curating, and of course, we want Handmade Sellers Club members posting there. But it's impossible for us to approve things and know if they're a member at the same time without taking 3 hours a day going through that. So we're allowing anybody to post to the group. But like the child and Danny have full range to say, nope, I just don't think that picture
Listen,
looks good.
we're all judgmental here in this family, and I'm sorry to say that we might hurt your feelings a little bit, but also we're here to encourage you to then do better.
Yes, that's the whole idea. If we're deleting it, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we're giving you real-time feedback.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't look good. It's not going to elevate the group. It's not going to make the group an enjoyable place to be. So we're not allowing it.
And obviously, if you guys can't handle that, you're more than welcome to not post there. But but it's also a fun place to show off some of your crafts to other creators that are like-minded
like
people.
make our own group that you guys can use for stuff like the quick cash method and things like that.
Right.
Like I think that's what I'm really excited for that group, to just add an option of, hey, this is a place that you can go to do these types of posts. That's like almost an easy group. Like this is like a default group that you can go to. And then
Right.
there's all the other ones that are specific to your niche, and all of that.
I will die on that hill. It's a niche.
Niche, actually.
No, actually,
I
actually, it is niche. I saw a guy did a whole video on it, and he said that English speakers Frenchified the original word niche to make it sound fancier and started saying niche. But niche is the accurate and original pronunciation of the word. So
Holly,
I'm dying on that
feedback
hill.
be given to help us figure out how to do better. We will at least
will
provide.
give
Yeah, we have a guidelines as well. So if it's specifically not following the guidelines, we'll make sure to mark it as such. But yeah, we will give at least some, rather than just cold turkey, no advice. We'll give you at least a little something on what to improve on.
With the caveat that there are sometimes like on the phone, it won't allow you to give feedback. So if we don't give feedback, sometimes it's just Facebook on different platforms. Sometimes I can ban somebody from a group on my phone, and sometimes I can't ban somebody from a group on my phone. Sometimes I can give feedback, sometimes I can't. So if we're not giving you feedback, don't think we're ignoring you. It's just that option isn't being given to us at that time.
We will try our best to give feedback.
Yes.
It should be a general thing.
Another rock I'm doing this quarter is Allie used to do a bunch of tech giveaways, but since should focus on other things, I am going to be taking over that, and I will be starting and running tent giveaways in the VSS group.
Yes. So the tent giveaway is where we actually give away a canopy tent for shows. We used to do these giveaways in the past. I just haven't had time to like pay attention to it. But we have a huge group. Vendor Success Secrets is over 170,000 members in that group. And so we want to do things to keep our face and name and everything active in that group as well. So watch for that, because we've given away a bunch of tents. We've had people not claim their prize, but we've had a lot of people did claim the prize. And we've had members in the past that have won a free canopy tent for in-person events. So watch for that for sure.
And my other 2 rocks are just some behind the scenes stuff, some automation stuff that I'm going to be learning about and hopefully updating for just ease on our end, and also research on finding places where we could put blog posts, and like
blog posts will be coming in our near future.
Yes,
hopefully.
blog posts will be coming soon. And I'm excited to learn about how to find those things, how to do that. So this is a big learning quarter for me.
Yeah, we've been planning blog posts for a long time. So our own website is going to have more blog posts. That's something Danny and I are going to be working together on. But then the child is going to be going out and finding other people's blogs that we could submit articles to, or that we can do some joint venture deals with. Because there's a lot of people out there that teach like how to make candles, how to make soap, how to crochet, but they don't teach you how to sell it. So if we can work with some of these teachers on how to make the product, they can help you make a really great product, but then we can show you how to sell it and give you the calendar and the full super seller system and everything that goes along with it. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. I'm very excited to do this, to start this quarter.
I am too. It starts like kind of today.
Kind of a little bit.
I know. We're actually going to be like completing our rocks, like getting everything done for this last quarter.
We're
done
deleting
after
them
this
all.
call today, and then like we get to then start fresh and new. And I've got so many videos to record. This is
I got to just sit down and like break out my rocks. Like we did the rocks, and I'm like, how am I going to do that?
We did the rocks.
Yeah, I got to sit down and break out my rocks and figure it out. Yeah. So it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I love it that we were all able to come onto this call together. I think this is a lot of fun. If you guys like this, would you like us to come on here quarterly and talk about stuff? Because if you guys like it, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a good way to keep you up to date with what's actually happening on the business side of things, a little behind the scenes of what's going on. Plans
see all of our precious faces.
So you can see my precious children. But you know, we're constantly growing and evolving, and sometimes I don't do a great job at communicating it all. And sometimes even on my Monday calls, it's a lot to communicate. So this is a nice extra little call for us to do to talk about all this cool stuff. I'm getting lots of yes, heck yes. Lots of yeses on.
Y'all are very enthusiastic. I love it.
I know, this is great.
And a lot of people liking this virtual planner, some kind of planner.
Oh, so Debbie brought it up. She gave the idea of having a planner for HSC specifically, and like that is centered around that, which I actually think is a very cool idea.
I think that would be really fun.
Just to have it in like a physical form, I think would be super cool. I when I saw that comment, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I have so many things written down for like what people have suggested for like what they want.
It's a great way for us to get your guys' feedback too. Allie was asking about evening calls. So I used to do evening calls, but I am pitter-putzed out by the evening, and I had to drop.
Allie's old. So
I am old. I'm all the way to 45. No, I used to do a lot of evening calls, and I would get so exhausted because I was already tired from the day, and doing a call takes a lot of energy. So I had to set up really clear boundaries that I don't work after this certain time. I do like the webinars will be in the evenings just because
And there may be
that's
like
when a
some
lot of people are
specialty
off for work.
calls or something that come up that may be in the evenings. Mine is the latest at like 2:00 starting, 2:00 Eastern time, starting, and that's the Tuesday call. But like that's really the latest that is going to be like in the base calls.
Yeah. The other thing that we've kind of talked about, it's not in our rocks this time around, but we have talked about doing, who here has heard of like body doubling? I know that you guys have all heard of, like my team has all heard of it.
I'm raising my
But
hand.
in the comments, let me know if you've heard of body doubling. I was actually talking about it at the mastermind this last weekend, and one of the ladies overheard me. She's like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing idea because I can't get anything done unless I have a body double. And body doubling is basically working at the same time as somebody else is working. So it's literally like two people setting their laptops down next to each other, and you both have a plan of what you're working on. And because the other person's working, you're working. And because you're working, the other person's working. So it gets a lot more done.
It's a good focus activity.
Yes.
To help you keep engaged with what you're supposed to be doing rather than getting distracted by your phone or anything else that comes up. Yeah.
So we're talking
bugs flying in the air.
We're talking about potentially, I think we've talked about this as a team, doing like a body doubling Zoom call where, let's say maybe Danny on a Thursday morning, he knows he's always on Thursday mornings for an hour or so, he's working on X. He just jumps on a Zoom call, and then other people jump on the Zoom call as well. And then while Danny's working, everybody else says, this is what I'm going to work on while we're on this Zoom call. And it's literally no teaching, no coaching, none of that. It's just,
it's accountability.
Let's get stuff
concentrated.
done.
I'm sitting down and working on this thing, and now it's scheduled and other people are working. So I'm working, and I have this hour that I'm setting aside for that.
That's even something we could do in the evening. Yeah. Cause there's times where like I have some stuff that tends to like flood over to the evenings a little bit more. It usually tends to be video editing or like bigger projects. But like, I think that would be really fun to do. I used to even do that in my dice business. Like there were people where I had like a Discord and like I needed to do sanding. Other people wanted to work on, other dice projects, and they're like, let's all go into one call. And it would be always super productive and really fun to just like get some things done.
I'd even be open to a member hosting it.
Yeah.
Like if there was a member that's like, hey, on Tuesday evenings, I want to sit down and do work. Who wants to sit down and do work with me? And we would just provide the Zoom for that. So that's something that we have talked about. We do have to be careful how much we add to Handmade Sellers Club without having to increase the price or charge extra. So something like that, we might take that and some other things and charge a little bit extra for it. Just because the more work I give the team, the more I have to pay the team. And it all costs money, right? Providing all these additional services does cost money. There is a lot of value there. I don't really want to increase the price of Handmade Sellers Club, but maybe like an extra $10 a month to join the body doubling something, just to be able to justify the extra costs. Because while it seems like it's just Danny jumping on a Zoom call, we still have to coordinate the Zoom call. What time is that going to be? We need to notify people. We need to schedule it all in. Now Danny's locked in for Thursday mornings at that time and is losing flexibility to work on something else that maybe wouldn't be done on that call. So there's expenses to it. But it's something we're kicking around and floating around. I think that's, I think that's what we will work on probably next quarter. Not this next quarter, but the following quarter.
Just really talking about what that even looks like.
Yep. Breaking that all down. Let's see. People said they like the idea. A lot of people saying they do it with other groups of people and it works really well. Helena says that would be great because if there is a Zoom call, I won't get hubby snack requests. I love that. All right, cool. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to my team, Willow, Danny, and Sage, for being here as well. meeting everybody. And I'm so glad that you guys get to meet my amazing team. This has been the best thing that's happened to this business is this team right here. And I'm a proud mama, and I'm a proud business owner that we're accomplishing what we're doing, and that my kids are just, I'm sorry. I know everybody thinks their kids are the coolest kids, but in actuality, my kids are the coolest on the planet, and I'm super excited.
You heard it here first.
You
folks.
heard it
Your
here,
kids
and it's
don't
official.
matter.
I said it. I declared
We are
it.
the ones who matter.
Therefore, it's true.
Not matter. We're just the coolest.
The
Oh,
coolest.
okay.
Yeah.
We're the coolest,
all
yeah.
kids
Don't-
matter.
don't-
You're just the coolest of all the kids. So we're going to be back to our normal HSC Monday call next week. I will be on that call. We'll be doing some Q&A and some other little announcements sort of things. And Willow will be on HSC tomorrow. Don't forget the Small Shop Discovery live sale on Thursday night, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Michelle's going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be stuff to buy, products you can look at. It's just a fun time. So go check that out. And I will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Hands everywhere.